The Origins of Life, Waves of Love, Part 2. So we were talking about this, weren't we? As we left the last one. This wave pattern, you can see it quite well in these. Maybe not through this camera, but generally on Neon Tetras. If it focuses. But yeah, I mean, just to like recap on that shape. And again on this one, to see how it's captured that teardrop shape. I mean, it's only half of a teardrop, but at the same time, you can see that kind of consistent line that it's got. Whereas on stuff like this, you can see that it's got the curl of the wave. You know what I mean? It's much more significant in that sense. That it's got an arc, you know, rather than that slowly tapering off. You know, Top at Fish does the same, but yeah. So there we go. So yeah, right. So now we go to ocean, and this is what we've got. You see, like this would taper off as that's like building up in it. That's already turned, so that's where the curl is. So it's either that way, or it depends which way it is. It might be both ways because like the ocean seems to specialize on that. You know, even when you look at it, you can see your reflection, can't you? But no, this is something special to the ocean. Like in the previous series, we were speaking about how looking for something exciting for the ocean to fixate on. You know what I mean? So it's like we're looking at the trails that boats make, which are waves basically. So this is what it is, but this is what it happens naturally, rather than looking for some creature to have made it. You know what I mean? Because like you know it had to create life first. You know what I mean? So so this happens naturally. This happened before life was created, and it's been a constant. Everything about it. I mean, you've got like I say about the tiger's tail, the spine, the fur or the feathers, how that protects your head. You know what I mean, and stuff like the body, the roll, even the foreground. You know, even because it's part of it. You know what I mean, even though it's not like part of this wave that's going through, and it's like a body of energy in it, which is kind of like passing through it and stuff. But it's connected to it all anyway. So even the foreground and the background is important because it's like a full ocean. It's one piece in that kind of sense. So again, we're seeing the shape. It's like, you know, the amount of pictures that there are for that shape and stuff. You know, about poles on all peaks and troughs, how they've become taut, you know what I mean, and caught in that momentum. It's more of a different angle, so you don't really see that on fish as much. But it's just showing you more of it in that way. In this, like, you know, weird, really small wave, how it looks like fingers or teeth, you know, or it's still got that eagle kind of aspect to it and stuff like cobras and etc. But it always does it, you know what I mean? Like, you know, whether it's a small wave or a big wave. So this one's quite cool because you got well, it's this part in it that's on the fish. But obviously you got the heart shape, and then you've got all that there. You see how it all tapers off, and it's like that body shape, you know, like of the fish or I also kind of fix them with that line as well, like on the fish. Also, all these lines that come through. This is already turned. You can see from previous wave all oxygen in water. How blue it is with all bubbles and stuff. And then the patterns on the top and everything. A crashing wave. You see all air trapped inside like a tunnel. So for like breathing, you know what I mean? We talked about like how plants developed to become vascular, you know, right? So now like there's so many elements of how the water does this. You know what I mean? It's like the water kind of taught the plant. Maybe we just learn off each other, and it's gonna like. I mean, the plant is water anyway. I think that's what the spirit of the plant is. So again, so many ways because this is like it's like your backbone or it's like fingers or in the lengthways, but then like in the roll wave, it's also like your teeth. It's like your fingers crashing into something, how you can dig it into the sand, you know what I mean, or into a cliff and pull yourself up. It's kind of got that strength there. So I mean, it's only small, isn't it, your fingers and stuff, but it's the most powerful weapon in kung fu, So there's so much strength with it. I mean, how rock climbers climb with their fingers and stuff, and you relate it to this. This is where all the information's come from for you to have the ability to do what you do and stuff. But with physical form. I mean, this isn't with physical form. This is just happening by happenstance. You know what I mean? Just simply because of the environment and the surroundings and stuff like so. It's quite amazing. You know what I mean? I'm quite enjoying it. So yeah, we're seeing everything. You see all the water drawing back. It's like drawing back into the ocean, isn't it? Which contributes to the next wave. And then there's all sand which has got mixed into it. So you got your different colour there, and then you've got your colour here. So a lot of animals which have like got like the white bellies or like that parrot we mentioned, the yellow-bellied or gold-bellied blue parrot macaw. So it's like got a blue body. Its coat is blue and then it's got a yellow belly. So like this is quite red as this sand, so it doesn't really match it. But the blue of the sea is quite well. And you look at the humps of the ocean, like coming in. You know what I mean? They're not turning to waves. Well, they are waves, but we're not turning over waves. But we're still part of it. So it's all connected. Like we were talking on another one about like there has to be like 2 waves or 3 waves. So like last time for I showed you the yin yang and the Celtic trinity, yin yang kind of thing, and so you've got 2 and you've got 3s there. So like they sound quite important. There are a lot of fish with just 2 stripes or just 3 stripes. So I mean, then when you look at the regularity of waves at a shore, it depends what it is. It depends on weather, all these kind of things and stuff like. I don't think it's limited to 2 or 3. There's many more in that kind of sense and stuff like. You look at a millipede. How many waves does that have upon it and stuff like? You see the patterns there. You see the lines. And they look like millipede lines anyway in these kind of senses. So if each one of them were a wave, because we twist it like it's this way, but it's that way as well. So it goes both ways. So each roll would be one segment, another segment, and another segment. There'd be another wave, and another wave, and another wave to make the entire body. Because you get to the front, and it's got a head which eats. You know what I mean? And that is facilitating the full function. You know what I mean? So that that's a wave. So it's likely to assume that all those are waves as well. Although it's obvious to assume that it's a wave coming this way. So, like I said, it's like it got a both ways thing. There's a million things to explain, but so this one I was confused about this one, so I wanted to correct this. Now I can see it. It looks plain as day. So what this is, the black area, is the wall of a wave. You see it starts to arch up, and then you get your shape there, kind of thing. So that's your hump of your wave, but it changes colour. And this is the part where it's turned over. You see the lines, and then the froth is splashing. You see all the blue and purple kind of catching on it and stuff like that. So it might have some of that bacteria in it that glows up in dark, maybe. And also the sunset colours and all these kind of things. Sun setting at the eye, or the Fibonacci spiral catching in the wave, golden ratio. So to show you an example of this, you've got it here, but it's the other way, you know. So yeah, you got your wall of your wave, which is black, and then the turn of a wave, which is all, you see the like, lines of a wave a bit there, like in the previous picture is a better example. You can see the lines of it, and if it's not turned yet, then all that would be black. After we did it the other way, you know. And then you've got the same picture as that, but like I said, that's the wrong way. Really difficult to find one. I've not got one in this folder. So that's a drawing of it. You can see those lines there. And then again, how it looks like a rib cage. And then this also looks like a spine. I mean, it's only a drawing, isn't it? But it's still relevant, you know? It's like how to draw a wave. So we're seeing this again. You see wallet wave, shadow it's creating. So that's why it will blacken that fish. So like the hump of a wave is here, it's building up its spine, and then its spine's turning over. But you've got that kind of pattern. You can see like the line that I was showing you on fish, the S shape, tear shape. This is what it looks like from above, basically. It can zoom in. Oh, this one does. So you're seeing it there. This is shown on, I have got no idea how many fish, but there's a lot of fish. Most of them are kind of like nondescript, like I said. It's kind of like, you know, you do see it on colourful ones as well. It might be less noticeable because of the colours. It's like the colours are giving you different information, aren't they, and stuff, depending on what it is and stuff like. But so, okay, you see this ribbing, which it's doing, power in it and stuff. This is the only picture which actually is the right way for the fish. It's not as sharp an angle though. It's kind of like quite a fast wave, I suppose. But again, you can see that shape. The body of it and stuff. There's a lot of detail. You know, like, I suppose if you like glance through yourself and stuff, like at water pictures. Again, even more turned over. Well, not quite turned over, but it's like more than the previous one. So like that line's gone now, you know. But there's so much more kind of going off, I suppose. It's like just to see it at those points and stuff. So it lifts into air. how big that is. It's like the power in water is it's immense, isn't it? So here we have, it's right about to turn over. So it's showing you the spine, like the edge of the spine, you know what I mean? All the way over, you know, full length of it at that moment, like. So you know, like them lizards with like a spine on the back or all that kind of stuff. Like it's like matching up along with the spine, and so it's showing you where that is. Obviously, it turns over, and we saw those previous pictures where it's like rolled over and stuff, kind of thing. From underwater. You can see what it looks like here and stuff, like how it drags air and it like makes them like ribs, doesn't it? You know, and then there's that tunnel that you kind of, you know, but it's going around, kind of thing. So this is, you know, I mean, I mentioned ribs, so that is one aspect of it, and that's another aspect of how water is like this multifunctional exploration that it does. Like, you know, it's discovered this aspect of ribs, you know, but it's also discovered this aspects of segmentation, like for your back, because your back it's in segments, isn't it? So, oh, that thing what I was saying. Like the millipede. It's a roll of a wave in the entirety of it, in the lengthways, but like the other way, the width way is like a wave, a wave, a wave, a wave. So it's in segments like that. So it functionality, the functionality of it works in two different directions. I suppose, like, you know, like there's always I think like a contrast in like health things and stuff, like reflexology. You know, I mean, you can massage somebody's foot and it makes the heart better, or etc. Like the connection between things and stuff. There's another aspect, another picture kind of thing, perspective. So it doesn't have to be straight, does it? You know. So you look inside, you can see bubbles. It's like water and bubbles in there. And see the air and the water. It's a mixing of the two, which is, you know, it's like a yin and yang again. You know what I mean? The waves make a yin and yang between the water and the air. And then, like, you know, well, what they are, you know. But I suppose, like, all the elements have got quite of oppositeness. Like, fire is very opposite to water as well, isn't it? But here we are, we've got your segments of your spine. So it's in segments, in rolls. And then it's got this here as well, like an arch to it. Like the first picture. That one. It's got a crest to it. So, you know, it like I said, like spined lizards and that type of thing. You got all your heart shape, or yin yang shapes everywhere. So it's, you do it that way. It's a hip, it's only faint, but it comes out, and that's like the wave. So this is a reflection. Your line there, and bottom is a reflection of that wave. So the wave comes over. So this is like a mouth. You know, this is your hips, so your food comes down there, doesn't it? But in the same sense, it's got the same functionality. It's like repeated the information, but this is a wave going into a wave. Well, the spine is, that's how it connects, doesn't it? But I suppose it could be all be one wave because your ribs are there and all that kind of stuff, like so. But it's still like a mouth because of its, like I said, it's got its, the wings of its wave kind of thing. It's quite an important thing to how we study the human body, you know. Like in terms of like medical science and stuff, like having that other perspective of, you know, to understand how it works or why it works like that, you know. I don't know, it could be quite useful. I've had ideas in my head and stuff like that. So here we see the spine, we see its shape. So I go that way. See that like a wave? Oh, this one like a wave. Blurry now, not. That looks better, I think. And this one is wave. I'll do it other way as well. I see wave shapes. As it looks like a creature. I see its eye. That's its tail. So you've got, you know, its extremities. So you also think about, should I turn this one as well? Like if we're looking above at the waves, like the extremities they have, a wave, if a wave's going to continue to be forced in this position, say it was straight to begin with and it was just rolling forward, and then whatever caused the power or to increase there or decrease at the sides, like there could have been rocks and stuff like that kind of thing at the sides, so the outside slow down, right? And if that carries on going, it's going to destroy the center part of the wave. It'll split off into two waves or whatever, and so that's what it's got limitations in that kind of sense. So we see it there. This pattern. It's like these. You see the same pattern. It's that shape, wave shape. So that one's more straighter. And I've got more of a kink to it. I see it there as well. Not as well, but see, it's got like a bias there, like an extra bit, and then a hump, and then like it seems to have like an extra bit at the end as well. You know, very similar to the spines. It's got an extra bit. I suppose that's its skull in it, but which is repeated there. And it's got its eye socket for its tunnel, and then that's the wall wave, and the wave coming over with the white. So here we have it again on dolphins. See the crest of the wave, how it's turning over. That big wallet wave, the black area. And this is turned over. You can see it there. It's similar to the backbone shape. You're seeing this same shape. If it face it other way, that was front of the lobster. Out back. It depends, like I said, it can go both ways. again, like referring back to the backbone. So that's your spiral shape. See, is the wave hump and the backbone shape, and it's also on the gazelles and the dolphins. Fibonacci spiral, golden ratio, ocean ratio, and then sea dragons. It's like the shrimp, this part, you know, it's like got a hip. And again, you know, it's like that wave. It's showing you all these lines. It's kind of like all the information is there. Same again. The same again. You've got the wave pattern of a wall of a wave, but then the entirety of a creature is also following that pattern. You know, like its hip area and stuff, and its head area. The crest of a wave's gone white. When it's brown, it like got that kind of a dirty colour in a sense of like, you know, it's like off white, isn't it? That's like the sand, which is like incorporated into how it's chosen that colour. And the sand's like mixed in with all the froth and all that kind of stuff. It's inside of a like wicker, and you know, imagine if you're inside the ocean tunnel, you know what I mean? Like if you were water, you'd just be as strong as everything else. So if you were, you know, like this wicker, then it's kind of like, you know, you just as much, you're not going to alter the flow of it, are you? You're just going to flow with it. So it's an aspect, you know, that strength of it and stuff like that. It depends on how strong the wave is, you know. But from an external, it's like that, isn't it? In a sense. It's got bias with lines and stuff kind of thing, directions and stuff. Which I suppose we'll get into that after. Also from there, it climbs up and creates that hump. That's that signature line, which is on all them fish. It carries on, you know, more waves, more coils of that spinning ocean wave. Which is where things splash off, you know, in one aspect. So these are like a time lapse of water splashing away. Sometimes it will curl as it finds or loses its momentum. So I'm showing you inside again. Like all the ribbon, all the patterns it's making. So inside a swan, look at its tongue. You see its teeth? I think they're attached to its tongue. You see it middle. So you've got your wave pattern. There's a centre line, so that's in the middle and everything's reflecting from it. So it's showing you like the strength of it. It's like the edges of it and stuff like that. How it tethers off into these little lines. My phone's not behaving with its zooming functions, but you can see it to a certain degree. That one's better. Like these lines on its beak as well. Remember seeing on its beak when I've seen them. Them lines are quite prominent, or for being able to see anyway. But it follows along all up here. It's got like these ridges and the flow of it. So it's like it's showing you that roll of a wave there, you know. And so you're seeing it, see the reflection on it. It's kind of like that light shining, and so it's gonna look just like water, you know. And so, like here, you see, it's like a cup. It's like what happens when the water comes onto the shore. It goes back into the ocean, doesn't it? It depends how deep the shore is after, you know, once the ocean's there and stuff like. Sometimes it's quite a deep drop in it. Sometimes it can go out for miles before it's a significant drop. So with that, that's how things draw in, you know. All it has to do is tilt its head if it's caught water in its mouth. So, you know, everything about that in terms of, oh, hold on, I might run out of time. Hold on. I'll pause and I'll get on with it next time. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in a bit. Cheers.